Hey there, I'm sitting here eating apples with Locke. I actually just had a good ride with her. I think that I have gotten her over her little bucking stage. God, I hope so. So it just took a lot of patience and getting back to the basics. Because horses are funny. They're just like people. They get into their bad habits. And once they get away with something, kind of keep it up, you know. So you have to kind of be patient and correct them, and then they get back on track. So I think this is going to be a good year. I'm excited about the new year because this is off to a good start. New Year's Day, and she's not bucking, and I'm designing my new horse farm. So I've been doing some research. Really didn't have to do a whole lot of research actually, because I learned so much when I did my first one. So I actually did a really great blog post about it. So if you need some tips on designing a horse farm and a horse barn, I've got a really really detailed blog about it with some really good tips, things to consider, because there actually is a lot to consider. You've got to consider the weather conditions where you are. You've got to consider what you're going to use the farm for primarily. You know, because there's just so many factors that are involved that people don't even realize. You know, they think, well, I'll just build a barn and build a pasture and put a horse in it and I'll be done. But, you know, there's so many things you have to think about: the weather, the winter weather, you know, how cold it gets in your area. Are you going to be able to have access to water? You know, your water's going to freeze. You know, you're going to want electricity in the barn. If you're thinking about breeding at all, you're going to have a larger stall for the brood mare and the bay and the foal. And, you know, you also possibly want a place to quarantine a horse. If you have more than one horse and you have one that's sick and contagious, you got to be able to quarantine one. And you know, what kind of riding are you going to be wanting to do? Are you in an area that's too hot, that gets really hot, so you're going to want some shelter when you ride? Also, if you're in an area that gets really, really cold and you have more cold months than warm, you're going to want to have an indoor arena if your purpose is to enjoy your horses and ride. Are you going to have show horses? Are they pleasure horses? Are you building a therapeutic riding facility? That one won't need all the bells and whistles. You probably want more concerned with safety and something for kids. Then if you're building a show, you know, if it's a training facility for show horses, you're going to want some of the bells and whistles to, you know, showcase your valuable horses and prove that they are of their value. So you want nicer hardware on your stalls, and just so many things to consider that the average person isn't going to think about. And believe me, I spent about 3 years building mine, and so I really thought it out a lot. And then you want to plan the visual effect of it. If it is on your where your home is, you want it picturesque. I wanted it to be something that was beautiful. And then if your house is really close to the barn, you're going to want your barn and house to complement each other. Color coordinate, and you're going to want your barn to look nice if it's going to be real close to your house. And me, I wanted mine close because I knew in the winter months I didn't want to have too far to go to feed the horses in the morning. So there's just really a lot of things to think about. So connect with me, and my blog is tamarascloset.com, and look for my blog post on tips to designing your horse barn. And enjoy the blog, and continue following me, because I'm going to be doing more posts as I do more research for my next farm. So that's the thing about the new year. You've got to have some plans in action, and you've got to have a why when you're working towards your dream, because if you don't have a why and it's not big enough, you're not really going to take the steps that it takes, because it does take a lot of intestinal fortitude to go after your dreams. Because most people are fear failure, so they never do anything because they don't want to say they fail. There is no failure. The only failure is to not do anything. So you've got to have your why big enough. You want your dream to be big enough so that you'll be motivated and inspired to get up every day and go after it, take the steps, and to journey through the obstacles that you're going to have to face. So I hope this video gave you some value, and hope you were making some big plans for 2015, and make your why big enough. Like, she's a big why. So Happy New Year, and keep on rocking it. See ya.